season since opening night hear about what you believe about yourselves. Does winning a game in this situation, in this sort of game, impact that, take it to a different level?
John, it's a good win for us. We knew we needed it, but we said all along, you know, with both teams, home court really doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Both teams have the ability to win on the road, and we had to prove that, you know, to ourselves, you know, weathering the storm, the runs that they made, and knowing that now we get a chance to go back home. You know, we knew we had to get at least one win here. We got it, and so now it's a 3-game series.
Tim McMahon, ESPN. Chris, how much of a difference did you feel in terms of explosiveness and your ability to push off that foot tonight?
Sure, a huge difference.
He's fine, man.
Yeah, but I'm fine, so it's cool. Like
He's fine. You're all right.
Right.
Guys, Dan Weinke again with the Los Angeles Times. You held them to 12 points in the fourth quarter after playing really heavy minutes. I think only 7 guys played tonight. First of all, how physically and mentally tired were you guys at that point, and how did you guys manage defensively to win the game against such a good offense?
What's that?
Yeah, that's a state of mind, man. And one thing about us, you know, we, just like other guys in this league, it ain't just us, you know, we grind all summer long, all season long for these moments. You know, so we push each other, you know, coming out of those timeouts. You know, JH, you're not tired. TA, you're not tired. EG. You know, these are the moments that we spend all that time for. So, you know, mental toughness is just as important as physical toughness, and I think guys on our team showed that tonight.
ABC in Houston, was this about basketball, or was this about the toughness and the grit kind of things that you guys have talked to us about?
No, it's all about toughness right now. You know, it's going to be spotty both ways. I think there was great basketball played on both sides, stretches of it. The rest of it is just gutting it out and finding a will, a way, and a want. Somebody asked me before the game about our adversity, or, you know, how do we respond? I think we saw not only we respond for the game, we're down 12-0, and we fought back, and holding them to 12 points in the fourth quarter obviously was key.
Mike Bryan, Smith Houston Chronicle. You guys lose by 41 in Game 3. What to say about this team and what you've been building really for the last 2 years to be able to get a win like this that way at Oracle Arena?
You know, just so many things that go into it. I mean, obviously you have to have great players. That's number one. It's always is. But they believe in each other. They can get on each other and push each other and do all the right things, and they're all from the right spot. You know, everybody just win, no matter what. Bench was great. Most of them didn't get in. Their energy was key, and just says a lot about character.
Mike, Jason Bristol from KHOU in Houston, to your right. To your left, I'm sorry. My right, your left.
Right? Oh, there you are.
There we are.
There you go.
You said this team would be ready, and you find yourself down 12-0. What do you say to the team?
I was just wanting to get out without embarrassing myself too much. I'm going, you don't have to say anything to these guys. And that's, you know, it's so much fun coaching them just because you don't have to say a lot. They found a way, and again, it's just they've done it all year, and they'll keep doing it. And, you know, all we did, too, is just get back to even. It's not like, you know, we're all excited. So we're even with them, but at least we're even with them. You know, we didn't go down 3-1. So it was a must game, but we got a lot of work to be done.
Crazy part is, like, Durant being here was supposed to prevent that from happening, right? Like
that fourth quarter.
That fourth quarter. Yeah. Like, losing is one thing, losing like that was not supposed to happen. That's why Durant is here, to see them just look like, I don't know how we're going to score, I don't know where we're going to go, like that. You got 4 All-Stars, and that's how you end up. There's something you can just tell they haven't been through that before a lot, right? You can tell they didn't.
Except
they
for
didn't
Game 7 of the NBA Finals. Of
like with Durant, they haven't.
Exactly.
Since Durant in there, they just didn't know what to do. It looked like they didn't know what to do, and I don't think Steve really knew what to do either.
The only time I felt that with Durant here was, remember that Grizzlies collapse they had in the first year here, where it ended with
where they're screaming at each other, and
Draymond because Durant was calling Steph, and that was kind of like a signature moment of that. Underrated factor right now, I think, in the Warriors' struggles, because he always kind of goes a little bit underrated. Klay Thompson's having a bad series. 3 of 11 in Game 2. I mean, he had a good Game 1, but 3 of 11 in Game 2, 6 of 14 in Game 3, 4 of 13 in Game 4, including he had the knee issue early.
He had the wrist thing.
Something was taped up.
But
I mean, remember, this isn't just missed shots. He had a pass in transition go off his face when he wasn't looking.
That was
Durant throwing the pass.
But whose fault was that? Because it's just like Klay should be looking up.
But Klay he's making his curl out to the 3-point line. He even said it's like, man, I'm running. They come down and they cross.
Still look at the ball.
He was running across. He should look at the ball. But I think part of that, Durant is giving it up because he's a little uneasy with these guys all on him. So he's like, let's get it up. Even the last play.
That's the last play.
Yeah, he's right. Like, take your time. Like, don't rush.
How many times was he almost falling down in this game with the ball? Like, taking shots where he's, like, parallel to the ground. That's Houston defense. That's really good Houston defense. They played good defense on Durant the whole series. Now, he scored some, but they played really good defense. They've made him do stuff that he has not wanted to do.
On that last offensive possession, when you passed to Klay, what can you break down that possession? And secondly, were you looking for a reset, possibly getting the ball back?
I raced it down. I was trying to see if I had some options. I seen Klay running along the baseline, and I maybe should have waited till he set his feet, but I just threw a bounce pass and tried to relocate for it. But man, that's not the reason why we lost the game. I mean, I wish it could have been a better possession at the end, but we gotta live with that and move on and be better next game. But it's the whole game that we got to get better at, and especially in the fourth. I think going up 10, going into the fourth, it was a good opportunity for us to kind of take control, and we didn't. So I definitely wish I had that last play back. So I'm gonna watch film and see what my options were, and just hopefully if I'm in that position again, I'll be better.
Steph, Mark Schwartz, ESPN, also on that possession that Kevin's talking about. Steve was in here saying that Draymond was trying to get the ref's attention because he saw it breaking down. Can you explain what was going on in that possession, why it didn't work, and whether you needed the timeout? And secondly, when you got the ball in your hands at the very last 0.5 of a second, what did you see there, and did you think you got it off, et cetera?
I mean, like Kay said, it's a kind of a scramble play. You get a stop. We've been in that situation plenty of times, regular season playoffs, where you don't call a timeout because you got flow, and usually something materializes and you get a good shot. Once we came down, like Kay said, made a read, threw it to Klay. I heard Draymond yelling for a timeout. Klay thought he could get a shot off. It's basketball. There's so many bang-bang plays, night in, night out. You can't really second-guess anything about it. We would like to have maybe had to get a timeout with 4 seconds left, but it didn't happen. And the last play, actually got a decent look. I think maybe in my head I was thinking 5 tenths. You don't know how long you can catch, turn, do that whole thing, so maybe rush it a little bit. But decent look. But you wish the game didn't come down to that to try to extend it. But we know how to correct and get back to who we are.
Kurtenbach, Bay Area News Group. Hey, how much do you feel like exhaustion or just lack of depth today? Guys having to play a lot of minutes and a lot of physicality throughout that game played a role in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, it definitely played a role. I thought we made that great push in the third, but we weren't really able to make many subs. We were going well, so we didn't want to disrupt our rhythm. But our normal sub pattern obviously was skewed anyway with Andre's absence. But I felt like in the fourth quarter, we just ran out of gas. We scored 12 points. Tried to buy a little bit of rest for our guys, but they just outplayed us in the fourth, and they earned it.
Steve, Mark Schwartz, ESPN. Draymond and Kevin both played minutes highs for the season and the playoffs tonight. The 12 points and the fatigue in the fourth quarter, what exactly did you see that made you realize you guys were out of gas?
Just fatigue. Just, you just said it. We scored 12 points, so it's not like we were getting great shots either. This game was sort of trench warfare. It was just everybody grinding it out, a lot of isolation. I guess this is the modern NBA. But the only way you can do this and win is you have to have great one-on-one players. You got to have great defenders, two-way guys, and we do, and they do, and so it just becomes a one-on-one battle with all the switching, and they did a great job of it, and we give them credit.
San Francisco Chronicle for both you guys. Were you feeling exhausted in the fourth quarter? I mean, that seems to be the theme. And also, Steve said he thought that blowing the 12-0 lead, not capitalizing on that, was really maybe the key part of the game. Would you agree?
I mean, when you give yourself a lead like that, it would help to sustain it and try to make the game as easy as possible early. We played really well in that first 6-7 minutes and made it tough on them, but they're a great team, so whether you extend the lead or not, it's a 48-minute game, and we had plenty of chances to come down the stretch and win the game, so not a ideal situation after the way we started, but like the fight that we showed, and fatigue is not an excuse for either side, so that'll never creep in your mind.
Jerome Solomon from the Houston Chronicle. James, you only scored 2 points in the fourth quarter, and quite often people make it seem like it's your team and it's up to you. If you don't do it, the team can't win. Talk about all of the guys contributing down the stretch and everybody giving something to this victory.
Who cares? I mean, we're a team. We're really good, as a team. And so, like I mentioned before, Chris and Eric and Trevor tuck offensive rebounds. Like, that's what a team does. They come up in big-time plays. And, I mean, I don't know how many points I score. Who cares? We won.
James, your observations of the way Chris was able to explode tonight and what a healthy Chris Paul does in an arena and against a team like this.
Man, he's been doing it for so long, and now he has an opportunity to do it on this stage. I mean, everybody know how great he is. From his passing ability to, his big shot making ability, even to his defense. He was huge for us tonight.
James Brian Smith, Houston Chronicle. 3 years ago, you guys were here. Much different team. A lot's obviously changed, but you had two close games. You guys lost in the Western Conference Finals. How far has just this team and the overall mentality of this organization come in those 3 years to be able to kind of grit out a win like this and even this series at 2-2?
We came a long way. Obviously, new personnel, but we've came an extremely long way, and we've been talking about it all season long in the summertime that put ourselves in the best position, and we're doing that. And so another opportunity, Game 5, we got to come out and take advantage of it. Simple.